on. Should be on. Then next is nirbhav. Bhav is fear. God does not have any fear, and we ultimately become whatever we believe in. If we really believe that I'm strong and if my friends are strong, I will be much more fearless. And if I really believe there is a God who is fearless, then I will have very few, or if any, fears left in me. Nirvana doesn't hate anyone. And if I try to inculcate these values, these qualities in myself, and that's what the instruction is that we should, then I will not have any superior, inferior, or hating anybody for whatever reason, color, creed, place of origin, their belief system or anything. Once I start doing it, I have gone contrary to what he says. Akal. Kal is time. That means there is no effect of time on God. I was little, now I have gray hair, and my skin is going to wrinkle, and as time goes by, it's no change, and I'm going to disappear. That comes. That does not apply to the concept of God the way it is enunciated here. Ajuni. It does not take birth, and since it is not born, cannot die. So the concept of birth and death does not apply to God. Sadhan is self-sustainable. Doesn't need my worship to sustain itself. It's immaterial to God whether I like him or dislike him, believe in him or not. The concept which is here is that since it has no effect on that, so it doesn't make any difference what I do as an individual, or for that matter, anybody else does as an individual. But at the same time, the power comes from that concept or from that power. How do you understand it? That's the last thing, Guru Prasad. By understanding the teaching of the teacher as written in the book, and then putting it to practice in our life, and behaving like that, acting like that, the way it is enunciated. Now, all the 30 pages up here are going to be further explanation with examples, and repeatedly with examples, expanding on the same concepts. And emphasis is totally on us putting into practice in our life, in our lifestyle. And like I was talking earlier, is the concept of that you can do the bad thing and can be totally forgiven is not there. If I reform myself, yes, but it's not like that. I can go and steal with the consequences and nobody else. The Shabbat that they just enunciated is that, can you do it, Shabbat? In this context, that makes a significant sense. Were you able to read the English? On the top is Punjabi. The script is called Gurmukhi. This is the language in the northern India, spoken on a day-to-day basis, and also the western part of Pakistan, or the current Pakistan. All that area had the same language. And it's like I was brought up with that. He was born here. He picked up being here. At the bottom was the same thing Romanized what was up here.
Just a phonetic version.
The phonetic version was the same. In between was this meaning. So this is a kind of warning to us that we are busy doing all these things. We spend our night sleeping and put those into practice. If we don't do it, we're really wasting everything. Now, that may or may not fit the concept with materialistic things in which we get engrossed into. If we get engrossed into that, we always are going to be me first. I should have more than anybody else. It's going to be at the cost of somebody. Who that somebody is, do I think about it? That goes against the basic concept of the first part. God created everybody and is present in everybody, so it should become my moral responsibility to make sure that my neighbor, whosoever has less resources than I have, whether it's knowledge, whether it's material, they should be uplifted along with me. If I don't do it, I'm not following. So this one basically is the nights are wasted sleeping and days are wasted eating. Eating means all the materialistic things that we keep on doing. We were given this life like a jewel, but we are throwing it away as if it's a mere shell. It's a very precious life given to us to do these things, but we're going away from it. So I'm spending time, how can I get bigger car, bigger house, all those things, and not taking care of the next person, who's also embodiment of God. And this is again incentive. So I really haven't known the essence of your essence of life has slipped by me completely. Okay. And then, if it slipped by me, now warn it to me. Wake up. If you're not doing it, you will regret. Then again, the wealth that we define, all of us, and we are all included, just me as much as all of you. We have defined wealth, how much material belonging I have, how big a car I have, how many clothes I have, how big a house I have, and on and on, and how much bank balance I have. But this is temporary. It can go away anytime. So it's an indication, it is a message to me. Now you're spending all your time concentrated on this, but this is temporary. So wake up, do something which is more permanent. Then people accumulated wealth, then time, the death comes, where does wealth goes? Stays here. And that is basically is the reference to that. So what goes with me is my deeds. So if I was living a proper lifestyle, proper thinking, contributing to society in a positive way, yes, that will be helpful to me. Otherwise, nothing matters. Now, this kind of thing, again, is very repeatedly emphasizes, how do you get these kind of qualities? How do you get this kind of frame of mind? Can I do it just by myself? The concept is, yes, it can happen, but it will always happen when you happen to have grace of God. Once I start saying, I did it, then I become very egotistic. I did it. Ego is one of the things which we all have, always takes us away from the finer thinking process in life. So long as I put myself first, I cannot help my neighbor. In order to be able to do that, I have to put my neighbor first. So this is, again, reference to that, we want to do it, but it's going to happen only when the grace is showered on us. This is the same thing. Whatever I do, have to take the consequences.